Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Friday. Today is January 1st, 2016. It's a new year, Heidi.
Nice.
Happy New Year to you guys. Oh, hey, by the way, coming up later in the program, speaking of New Year, we've got a guest, and I'm going to make sure that she gets another opportunity to come back, because there's going to be some people who are just going to be sleeping all day today, partying all night. Lisa Becker, author of Click, Double Click, and Right Click. She's got a new book out called Clutch. Going to be chatting with her later in the show. And do you know anybody that has tuberculosis?
Fortunately, no.
No, I don't either, thank goodness. But there's research now saying that there's a lot of rules as far as traveling with tuberculosis. If you have TB, you can't travel in a lot of places. Well, they're saying that's way too stringent because it's very little risk of catching TB from a fellow traveler. So if you are traveling somewhere...
I'm good with them just keeping it the way it is.
If you are traveling somewhere, you don't have to worry about catching TB. First of all, because there's the rules in place where they can't be on the plane with you. Second of all, even if they were, you don't have to worry about it. So there you go. Well, today is New Year's Day, but there's other things to celebrate. We'll tell you what in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, January the 1st. It's New Year's Day. So happy New Year's Day to you. But it's also Copyright Law Day. Do we have a copyright on anything?
We do.
We've got trademarks on things. I don't think we have copyrights.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Ellis Island Day.
We got something right.
Yeah, we got something. Commitment Day, Euro Day, and it's EURO, not GYRO. That's a Euro as well, but it's spelled different. So it's Euro Day.
I love those things.
I know you do. First Foot Day, Global Family Day, Mummers Parade Day, Polar Bear Plunge Day, New Year's Dishonor List Day, Rose Bowl Game Day, Tournament of Roses Day, Parade Day, and it's a Tournament of Roses Parade Day. That's all one thing. World Peace Day and Z Day. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
All right.
I think World Peace Day was yesterday, too, if I remember correctly. We got a lot of World Peace Days going on this time of year. Anyway, get out there and celebrate something. It's New Year's Day. Have some fun on this January the 1st.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio from the No Good Deed Goes Unpunished files. From Springfield, Michigan, Roger Lake was plowing snow from a driveway for a family friend who had a really bad back. Lake was pushing the snow, including what had been deposited at the end of the driveway by city trucks, into the grass across the pavement. That was when a Springfield officer pulled up and wrote him a ticket for violating the law against pushing snow across streets. For his good deed, Lake now gets to face 90 days in jail and a $100 fine.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because he was pushing the snow across the street into the neighbor's boulevard. So I guess that's illegal. There's somebody in our neighborhood that does that. I saw that last time it snowed. I was like, hey, that's kind of interesting. I've never seen people do that before. Well, apparently,
that is crazy.
Springfield, Michigan, it's illegal. You can go to jail for 90 days and get a $100 fine. He wasn't even doing his own driveway.
I know, he was helping somebody. That's ridiculous.
So this is, I think, maybe a rule that they need to say, okay, is this causing a problem? Is anybody
as long as they're not pushing it in the neighbor's driveway so the neighbor has to come out and redo their own driveway, I don't see a problem with it.
The one that I saw, like I said, in our neighborhood, they had a snowblower, and they were using a snowblower, and it was shooting snow on the boulevard, but also on the other guy's sidewalk. That's where I was thinking, wow, that's kind of not
rude.
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that 3 feet of snow you got? Well, now you got 6 feet, so Merry Christmas. Anyway, this is, again, in...
Definitely not worth 90 days in jail, though.
Springfield,
That's
Michigan.
ridiculous.
I could see one or the other. 90 days and a $100 fine is just...
That's
it seems
insane.
like a lot. For pushing snow?
For helping somebody.
Yeah. Anyway, coming up, we've got, since it is New Year's Day, I'm sure we've got some good stuff for your brain on drugs. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show. And this whole snow and fine thing, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. I'm sure there's a lot of people right now that are still sleeping. Doesn't matter what time of day, wherever you happen to be, because there's a lot of people right now that are going, okay, I had way too much last night. I'm gonna sleep until January 2nd. But a heavily intoxicated 42-year-old from Jackson, Wyoming, ordered a burrito at a convenience store. Then he passed out on the floor before he could pay for it. Police arrived, used money from his pocket to pay for the burrito.
Oh my gosh.
then took him to jail for public intoxication. Huh. So they said, well, hey, what about this burrito that he exploded in our microwave? We're like, well, hey, look there. He's got some money in his pocket. Take that.
That's hilarious.
Give him some change. Let's stuff that back in this guy's pocket. And we're going to take him to the pokey for a while.
Oh, goodness.
So, you like to drink, but I don't think you've ever been that drunk.
Well,
but not by yourself. You have me with you.
Not all by myself.
I babysit you. I take good care of you. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
A woman walked into a newsroom in Waterloo Courier newsroom in Iowa and told the workers they've been duped. She said an obituary printed last week was a hoax because the 17-year-old in the article was alive and walking the streets of Waterloo. Reading the obituary could bring tears to your eyes. It stated that 17-year-old Daniel DJ Redout died of complications.
I read about this
at a Mayo Clinic from a surgery. The editor, Nancy Newhoff, says it would be very sad if it was true. But to put a fake obituary in a newspaper is one of the most tragic, absurd, and sad things I've ever encountered.
I read this.
That someone would do this about their own child. Waterloo Police Captain Bruce Arns says the plans may backfire big time because the obituary requested donations be sent to the family. And since they said to do that, that is fraud.
Oh,
so these guys,
boy.
instead of getting money mailed to them, they might get to go to jail instead. So
yeah, well, rightfully so.
Fraud. Why in the world would you do that?
Yeah.
So that was in Waterloo, Iowa. That
Nice.
was quite the moment of duh. We've got your scoop of. Hey, it's a new year. I thought my resolution was to speak clearly. We have your scoop of the day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. As a rule, the rail lines don't want us on their tracks taking selfies. You can imagine. But the situation's gotten so bad overseas that in Britain's Network Rail, they're pleading with residents to stop it. It seems that a crossing camera captured 8 dangerous behavior accidents in a single day. This was at the Matlock Bath station. The incidents include people taking selfies on the railroad tracks, or
gosh.
parents taking pictures of their kids sitting on the railroad tracks, or groups of people spending more than 8 minutes chatting while standing on the path used by trains just to get a photo. And they want photos on the tracks, but they really want a photo on the tracks with a train right behind them.
Oh, my gosh.
This is so dumb, people. It's like, look at me. I'm bad. Yeah, I'm a bad guy. Yeah, you're going to be a flat bad guy. Don't do that. Hey, another hunter was shot by a dog. This guy was shot by a shotgun. This time it was in Indiana, where a woman was shot in the foot by her Labrador retriever. So
I read that.
7 of those in the last month or two. So I don't know. Dogs are getting mad. Hey, meanwhile, scientists have reported that testing a new anti-aging drug to lengthen dogs' lives. A dog's life is actually looking good. They're reportedly testing this anti-aging drug designed to lengthen the life on dogs so they can shoot more people, apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, cable bills have climbed, but it says here 6% a year is what they've been climbing recently. And they're estimating a $200 a month cable bill by the year 2020.
Yeah, that won't happen at our house.
No, you know what?
I will not pay that.
We've discovered that we're okay with just the channels that we can get.
Yeah.
So we're like, I think it's time to buy an antenna.
Yep.
I'm going to see what we can get out there.
That's what we're doing.
The Center for Science in the Public Interest is warning people not to drink soda. That's the end of the story. I don't know why we're not supposed to drink soda. I don't know if there's a specific kind of soda. I kind of want to know these things. Hey, according to authorities, armed robbery suspect Robert Bell was nabbed catching some Z's on a sofa after he broke into a woman's home. Before that, police in Athens, Tennessee charged that Bell used the arrest of his partner as a diversion to steal a patrol car. They allegedly robbed a market. Officers say when they found the sleeping suspect, he reeked of alcohol, but he got to sleep it off in jail. So there you go.
Wow.
That could have been our brain on drugs story. Hey, a Danish man's attempt to greet his friends blew up in his face, literally. 34-year-old man wanted to do something fun for his friends. They were at the police station. He decided the best way to do this was with fireworks. Yeah. He climbed up on the roof and threw some firecrackers into an air shaft leading into the station's bathroom. That subsequently blew the toilet up and started a fire. The man was arrested on the roof of the police station. After the fire was extinguished, he got to spend some time inside.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, the rest of the night he was in the cell with his mates, as it puts it on here.
Wow.
So it looks like he was able to greet them in person, Hey, did you guys hear all those fireworks?
That was me.
That was me. Yeah. See that? Now you're in here with us, you dummy. That was a Danish man that did that. And since we're overseas, that's a good place to go with our strange law. Heidi, are you ready for a strange law?
I am ready.
This one's from England.
Okay.
In England, it is illegal to stand within 100 yards of. Let me try that again. It is illegal to stand within 100 yards of the reigning monarch when you're not wearing socks. So you can't stand near the queen, or when she dies, if there's a king, the reigning monarch, who's ever in charge, you cannot be within 100 yards of them without socks on.
That is ridiculous.
That is kind of foolish. That's why I call that our strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I've got a special guest on the telephone line right now. I have an author with us, Lisa Becker, and she's got a couple of different books out. Lisa, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me on the air today.
Well, we're really glad to have you on the program. And you've got, this is really kind of fun. You've got a book called Click, another one called Double Click, and another one called Right Click. That's a trilogy. And then you have a new one called Clutch. So will you have Double Clutch and Right Clutch coming out soon, or no?
No, I think Clutch is going to be a complete standalone story. But, Click started out as a standalone as well. It was inspired by the real-life sort of dating misadventures that I had when I was looking for love. I met my husband online more than 15 years ago when online dating was in its infancy.
Yeah.
And after we were married, I started writing down some of the funny stories of things that happened to me in dating, along with stories from friends, and this novel emerged, and I put it out there thinking it would just be a fun little read, and it actually did well enough that I ended up writing 2 and 3 more in the series.
That's really cool. And that first book, when you put Click out, and it's called Click, an online love story, it was successful, and people liked those characters enough that you said, let's do another one. So then you had Double Click, and then Right Click. Now, Clutch, are these the same people, or are these different people in Clutch?
Clutch is a separate story.
Okay.
So Click follows a woman from Los Angeles who's searching for love online, and the entire story is told exclusively in emails between her and her friends, and her and the hilarious dates that she goes on. And Double Click and Right Click continue with her and her friend's story 6 months later. So each book takes place jumps forward 6 months. Clutch is about a handbag designer who goes through a series of disastrous relationships that she compares to different styles of handbags. So each chapter is a different handbag style.
Neat.
That represents a different relationship that she has, and she's searching for the clutch, or the one that she wants to hold on to.
That's awesome. What a neat idea.
I like to watch television in the background while I'm writing, and I happened to be watching a show one day, and a character said something about how men were like handbags, something useless that a woman could hang on their arm. And I started thinking about how men really were like handbags, and from there, this sort of story just emerged, and I started writing it down. It actually started out as a screenplay that had been optioned by a major studio, but it fell out of development about 6 months ago, or maybe close to a year ago. And so I decided to turn it into a short novel so that I could get the story out there. And my hope is that someone within that entertainment industry will read it, love it, think it would make a great movie, and we can kind of get that motion picture back on track.
That would be awesome. So anybody listening that, is in that industry that wants to make a movie, hint, hint, check out the book Clutch. Now, where can we find these books? If maybe somebody's listening going, hey, I want to read Clutch, or I want to read Click, Double Click, or Right Click, where can they find these?
The easiest place to find them is online at Amazon or at barnesandnoble.com. They're also, I believe that the Click trilogy is also available at the iTunes bookstore and Kobo and a couple of other the online retailers. But Amazon is the primary place where I think it's easiest for people to purchase and download.
Very nice.
And it's also available as a print copy, so you can actually purchase the actual physical book in addition to a digital file.
Now, what are you working on right now? After Clutch was done, are you working on another book similar to that, or are you working on something that'll be more of a trilogy again, or what's up next for Lisa Becker?
Well, I've got two projects I'm working on. One is another love story. I seem to be a sucker for a good love story that I haven't really yet titled, and I'm sort of in its early stages. And then I'm also very eager to try to get a movie version of Clutch back on track. And so one of my goals for this year is to reach out and try to get some representation within the entertainment industry and see if we can find someone who'd like to take the story to the big screen or even the small screen. I think it'd be a great lifetime movie as well.
So if you just close your eyes and imagine the main character in Clutch, who would you see playing that of all the people? And I understand that it's probably not up to us to pick who that is, but is there somebody you'd say, I really think that main character is Meg Ryan, or who do you think that would be?
I actually envisioned someone when I was writing the movie. Her name is Eloise Mumford. She's a young female who played Kate, the main friend in the 50 Shades of Grey movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that she's really beautiful and smart, and she's got a warmth to her, and I think she'd make a perfect Caroline.
Well, so if somebody knows her, like I said, have her reach out to Lisa. Well, Lisa,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us. Congratulations on the success of Click and Double Click and Right Click, and I wish you the very best on Clutch. And I'll be really excited, and I'm not going to say if it happens, but when it happens, when I walk into the theater one day and I see that giant poster hanging up that says Clutch the movie, I'll be excited for you. And you know what's going to happen.
I so appreciate it. Thanks for all the well wishes.
Well, thank you so much. Again, we've been visiting with Lisa Becker. And again, if you'd like to find her books, they're called Click, Double Click, and Right Click. And then she's got her newest book, Clutch. You can find those on Amazon. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The fear of fear itself may make people more vulnerable to developing certain psychiatric disorders, according to a new study. Researchers found that people who are especially sensitive to physical signs of anxiety have a higher risk of developing anxiety disorders, including panic attacks.
Did they really need a study for this?
Well, apparently they said, hey, if you're more afraid, you tend to be more afraid. Duh. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Which one should I go with? How about this one? China's Communist Party has banned golf. They've also banned gluttony, excessive drinking, and adultery. Okay, let's cross China off places we want to go.
How do you ban gluttony? I mean, you don't know what every single person is doing inside
Gluttony,
their own
excessive
home.
drinking, and golf, they banned them, and adultery. I'm okay with banning adultery, but drinking, gluttony, and golf, I mean, there goes my weekend plans.
Excessive drinking and golf go together.
I know. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Good Housekeeping reports 76% of toy recalls are due to design flaws rather than problems like lead paint and whatnot. So it's usually because they designed it wrong. So there you go. A couple of fun facts for you on a Friday. It is the very first day of January 2016. Thanks for joining us on New Year's Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. How to keep your New Year's resolution. So do you think there's anybody that made a New Year's resolution today and have already blown it?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, the average number of days that people keep those is less than a couple of weeks. So good luck to you if you have one. New Year's resolutions are easier to make than they are to keep, but you can increase your chances by following these expert tips, Heidi.
Okay.
Number one, limit the number of resolutions. Number one, they say one is best. Never choose more than three. So if you're going to have a resolution, have a resolution. Don't.
That makes sense.
Here's my list of resolutions. Yeah, good luck to you. Number two, be specific. Vague goals are impossible to achieve. So don't say, I want to lose a little bit of weight. Say,
Yeah,
I want to lose
how much
48
weight?
pounds.
Right.
Whatever. Be specific. Number three, choose an obtainable goal. Resolving to look like a fashion model is not realistic for most people, but a goal of exercising every day, that's very possible to achieve because you just have to do that every single day. Number four, and I shouldn't say it's easy to do, but at least you can do it.
It's doable.
Number 4, don't choose a resolution that's been an unsuccessful resolution for you every other year because you're going to just fail again. You're like, I'm going to quit smoking again. Don't you quit smoking every year? Yeah, for like 48 minutes.
But this year I'm really going to do
I'm going
it.
to quit smoking for like 2 days this year. All right, what else is on the list here? Number 5, ask friends and family members to help you with your resolution. So you've got somebody to be accountable to. So if
That's
you're
a
saying,
good idea.
hey, I want help. I've made a resolution to quit swearing. If you hear me swearing, smack me. Or, let me know or whatever.
Smack
I don't know. Just saying. Coming up with something. And the last one on the list here, number 6. If you fail to keep your resolution, dust yourself off and start all over again. You don't have to wait till next year. So if you say, hey, I'm going to quit smoking, and then you have a smoke sometime, in the next couple of days, don't say, well, I already blew it, so I'm going to keep smoking. Say, you know what? No, I'm going to quit smoking, and I'm really dedicated to this, so I'm going to do it. So hang in there. You can get it. If at first you don't succeed, try something else or whatever they say. I don't know. There's some sort of thing. Coming up here, we've got a story. The headline is called Ring Around the Intestine, so you know it's going to be good.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
We had a fun proposal story last week, or maybe it was even earlier this week. It was
it was this week.
Was it this week?
Yep.
It was a guy that put a bunch of lights on a thing, and he said, will you marry me? And it was, beautiful, and people liked it. Well, this is a similar story, but completely different. A Norwegian man unwittingly swallowed a gold ring that was hidden inside his porridge. His girlfriend was trying to surprise him with a proposal. He says, now I'm 24 carats heavier, said the young man. Jane Grimm, who hid the ring in her boyfriend's porridge at a Christmas party, said she thought her proposal had been ignored before realizing that it was completely gone. He gulped down a ring in the porridge and didn't even notice it. She was, waiting for him to bite into this ring. So you go, what is this? Hey, I think it's time we get married. But instead, he ate the ring. The porridge was gone.
That's something I would never do. I would never propose
to
a man.
You did. You proposed to me.
I did not.
You were drinking heavily at the time.
I did not.
Oh, yeah, you're like, you should marry me.
No, I did not.
I will.
And I would not. That,
right.
I think, reeks of desperation.
So, wait, when I proposed to you, was that desperation?
No, the guy is supposed to propose.
Anyway,
Woman doesn't do that.
There's a nice little proposal that, ladies, if you're looking for a way, or gents, if you're looking for a way.
You don't want to marry some guy that eats porridge anyway.
I think it was Goldilocks. It was pretty sure. Don't know. It was in Norway. That's probably a common thing there. All right, coming up, mid-air birth. Fun story on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Something I've always wanted to do is go parachuting. But if I was a female and I was like 8 months pregnant, I probably might not want to do that.
No, that's a bad idea.
Maria Yosova from Moscow, and I'm sure I got her name exactly right. She ignored her doctor's warnings and went right ahead with her daredevil adventure. As you guessed, halfway through the jump, she felt an enormous pain and realized,
oh my gosh,
I'm in labor. Although close to passing out at times, she managed to control her descent. She landed safely where she immediately began giving birth. Doctors were on hand and rushed her to her aid, and they helped deliver the baby. Yusova said the last words she remembered hearing was, "It's a girl," and then she woke up in the hospital. So, what do you name a baby like this? Is there a name for a baby that was born after jumping out of an airplane?
No.
Could they name her like Amelia Earhart maybe or something? I don't know. This
name
is
her
in
Van
Moscow.
Halen.
Why Van Halen?
Because they had a song called Jump.
Oh, there you go. I was very confused for a moment there. Coming up, we're going to talk about some resolutions. We had some resolution tips a little bit ago. We got some more. They're on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
You know, everybody seems to have advice, especially today, because today's the day people are setting New Year's resolutions. So first, we're going to talk about why we don't keep resolutions. Number one, People set unrealistic expectations, so don't do that. Number 2 on the list, our resolutions depend on actions. Like, I'm going to be engaged this year. Well, somebody has to say yes for that to work out. Another one, we drift away from a resolution the very first sign of a setback.
Haven't we already done this?
We kind of did, but this is a different list. And then another one here says we dictate actions based on feelings, not goals. So, according to the experts, different experts than we talked about before, how to keep this year's resolutions, Heidi. Let's see if these guys are better than the last guys. Create a plan tailored fit for you. Write it down so it seems more tangible. Set a realistic deadline. Identify obstacles. Determine who or what is standing in the way of you achieving your resolution. Build a support system and make sure your supporters know what your goals are and they have a printed copy of your plan.
Oh, my gosh.
This is starting to sound like a lot of work. Reward progress. So, hey, I went one whole day without drinking, without smoking, whatever. Hey,
I'm going to go get a drink.
Cheers. Don't do that. And if you break your resolution, you can start again at any time. That was the last one on the last list, too. So apparently, these people, this is from Dr. Ray Reddick, Memorial Counseling and Associates. They posted that online saying, hey, if you're looking to make resolutions, here's some help. Everybody wants to help today. Everybody's got ideas on what you should do. Here's my idea. Do what you want to do. If you don't want to make a resolution, if you're going, hey, I think I'm doing things fine, don't make a resolution. You don't have to. I'm not making a resolution. I want to lose weight, but it's not a New Year's resolution. I always want to lose weight.
You know what? I have something to say.
What's that?
I noticed that you're wearing the new pants that I got you for Christmas.
Yeah, those are
They
nice.
look really good on you.
Thank you.
I like them.
They're stretchy pants. At first, when I put them on, I said, are these maternity pants?
They look really good. That's just a stretchy denim. It's not like you're wearing stretch pants. I don't want
pretty sure.
anybody thinking you're sitting in here wearing leggings or something.
Pretty sure that's what I'm wearing.
No, they're not. They're blue jeans.
Oh, they're blue jeans, but they're stretchy blue jeans, which is really, really handy this time of year.
They look nice on you.
Coming up, we've got some good news that's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. First show in 2016 and the last show of this week. So it's a first and a last. And for those of you who listen to this program, there's some things you know. First of all, we always like to end the show with something positive, right?
Right.
And for those of you who listen to this program, you also know that we are not sports people. We know nothing, nothing about sports.
Correct.
Nothing. But I still came across a story, even though it's a sports story. I wanted to read it because it's just a great story.
All right.
Sacramento Kings star DeMarcus Cousins brought a local family to tears when he surprised them with a new car. According to the Good News Network, the unsuspecting family was posing for pictures in team jerseys on the court where the Kings play when Cousins drove up in a brand new car. The NBA star, All-Star, partnered with Chevy dealership in Stockton, California for their early Christmas present when he heard their story. Maurice Williams and Selena Penn have 3 daughters, yet Maurice has been unable to find a job because he hasn't been able to get to the places he needs to go for interviews. He didn't have a car. So DeMarcus Cousins from the Sacramento Kings and this dealership in Stockton, California worked together to get them a car.
That's
so
pretty
they had
cool.
that. What an awesome thing for them to do.
What an awesome thing to be able to do.
Oh, that would be...
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be awesome. I wish I was in a position to give somebody a car. I'm not even really in a position to give somebody like a Matchbox car right now, but if I might find one on my sofa or something, I give that to you. But this is just a neat thing, and someday I hope we're in a position to do that.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be really, really cool.
That'd be wonderful.
So I just want to say hats off to DeMarcus Cousins. Even though I have no clue who you are. It says you're with the Sacramento Kings. Until it said the NBA, I had no clue what sport that was. I didn't. Have you ever heard of the Sacramento Kings?
No.
Nor am I. I'm like, I thought it was hockey. Clearly, I'm lost.
Because Sacramento is known for their hockey.
I don't know. There's a lot of hockey players named DeMarcus, too. So, anyway, a big thank you to DeMarcus Cousins from the NBA, and he's an all-star. And even if he wasn't an all-star before, he certainly would be in my book now, because that right there is awesome. Gave a car to a family in need. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Going to save time, going to save money. $3 a month. Razors brought to you. Simple, easy. Check it out. DollarShaveClub.com. shapeclub.com/radio. Got some easy New Year's resolutions to keep if you're looking for a last-minute New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Here's some easy ones to keep. Not to make more than one resolution. You're done. Because, hey, that's your resolution. I'm not making any more than one. Done.
All right.
Next resolution. My New Year's resolution is to break all of my resolutions.
There you go.
My New Year's resolution is to get into more arguments this year. I kind of want to do
Okay.
that. And my New Year's resolution is to put on about 15 pounds. These are easy to keep. I'm just saying.
Some people do need that resolution.
I know. Our son does.
Needs that.
Yeah, I put my arm around him. We were watching a movie. We were sitting on our sofa watching a movie the other day. And he's so much taller than me. I had to put my arm up like this to put it around him. But I put my arm around him, and it was like I was hugging a skeleton. I was like, what the hell? You don't have shoulders. You just have, like, bones poking out.
So skinny.
It's like, come on, man. Let's go get a cheeseburger or something. Speaking of cheeseburgers, I just had a chicken burger. I saw an ad from the people at Burger King, and it sounded really good. So I was like, I'm going to get one of those. That sounds delicious.
Was it as good as you hoped?
It was not. And as I was driving away, because they were on sale, you got 2 of them, whatever. Anyway, so I got 2 of them. So as soon as I pulled out of the thing, I thought, I'm gonna eat one of these on the way back because I want to see how good it is. So I know if I should share with Heidi when I get back. So I start
No, wait a minute.
snarfing into it.
So you got yourself 2 sandwiches
Yeah.
and an order of fries.
Yeah.
And you came back and gave me the last 2 French fries in the
You got
bottom
it.
of the bag and 1 sandwich.
When I asked you if you wanted something, you said no. And then I said you don't want anything. You said, oh, just give me a Whopper. So if you wanted a Whopper and fries, you just said, give me a Whopper and some fries. Be more specific next time, Heidi. So anyway, I had
I'd be
one.
willing to bet the fries came with mine. Because if you ordered the 2 sandwich special, it doesn't come with fries or a drink. And I didn't get either of those.
Moving back to the story I was telling before somebody so rudely interrupted me. Had the first
Good thing
one.
you're wearing your stretchy pants.
It is a good thing. Had the first one on my way here, and I was like, it reminds me of, and it's not that I didn't like it, because it was good. I'd probably order it again. It really wasn't bad. But it reminded me of the turkey burgers that you always try to...
I love turkey burgers.
I know. You're always, like, every time you go to the store to buy burgers...
I love them.
We'll have people coming over for burgers on the grill, and I'm like, where's the hamburger? You're like, oh, it's in the freezer. I got turkey burgers. I'm like, ugh.
They're so good. And they're so good for you.
Next time people come over, let's not have turkey burgers. That's how we lost all our friends last time.
Hey, it's cheaper to eat.
There you go. Yeah, next time. Hey, we're having a cookout. Yeah, no thanks. You guys doing those tofu things again? I'm like, that was
It's
turkey.
not tofu.
It wasn't
it's
tofu,
turkey.
it was turkey. I'm like, whatever. It wasn't meat. Welcome to America. You either cook a steak here or a real beef burger or you don't eat it. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, hey, I think I was going to tell you about this. If you're planning to get married in the next 2 years, Swan Love, a Seattle-based company, is offering to fund your wedding up to $10,000 for free. But here's the catch. You have to stay married. You cannot get divorced. Couples who get divorced after accepting the company's money will be required to pay back the amount funded and incurred interest up to that date as well.
Huh.
So the company is expecting
That's
to
a good
launch...
idea. That's better than a savings account. Almost everybody gets divorced now.
Yeah. The company is expecting to launch in February of 2016, so next month. They're seeking prospective couples to apply for funding online. The company will also offer free marriage counseling. So they'll...
I think that's wonderful.
It is.
And it would encourage people to work it out and stay married rather than just give up and be done.
Saying, hey, if you want to get divorced, now it's going to cost us $10,000,
Right.
plus our divorce, plus interest on top of the $10,000. Nobody likes to get caught speeding, Heidi, and most of us don't incriminate ourselves by videotaping the event. But 37-year-old Daniel Hicks, he's a little different. He decided to go for a little motorbike trip, and he got his motorcycle up to 175 miles an hour. Wanting to prove to his friends that he was the man, he strapped a camcorder to the handlebars of his Honda Fireblade 900.
What an idiot.
All this didn't go as planned. He crashed his $12,000 machine on the highway. Police rushed to the scene. They found a surviving Hicks, thank goodness, and a surviving camcorder. They popped the tape in, and he earned a 6-week stay in jail once he got out of it.
6 weeks. Holy
After he
cow.
got out
of the hospital?
Yeah, wherever he was mending. And our last story. Oh, by the way, I've got a link for those of you that were saying, how do I get married and how do they pay for it? Because I'm sure there's somebody right now thinking that. I threw a link on our Facebook page, facebook.com/, John and Heidi Show. Go check it out there. And our final story. 2 United Kingdom pet insurance companies found in a recent survey that almost half of dog owners are worried that their dogs would be kidnapped or stolen.
I'm not worried at all.
I'm saying if you want to come take my dogs, take them. Many have used sick days to stay home with a new dog or cat or other pet, and workers increasingly want employees to provide pet-ternity.
Oh, good Lord.
So they can stay home when they get a new pet,
Oh,
or
my
if their dog has
Gosh.
their dog is a puppy or their cat is a kitten. So you took a week off last week. What was the deal? Yeah, my cat had kittens. I really needed to be with her.
You're fired.
There's
now
a reason
you
you're
can be with
single,
her
Mark.
every day. Good Lord.
So that's a couple of insurance companies for pets in the United Kingdom.
Wow.
So they're saying that there's a lot of people who think that their dogs would be kidnapped or stolen. When I was a kid, somebody did steal one of our dogs.
I guess if you had like a purebred or something where it was worth some money.
Ours was not a purebred. It was a long-haired dachshund, and it was like red hair.
Yeah.
And this right here sums up my childhood. Guess what our dog's name was?
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we got the dog, he was the color of our dad's whiskey. So we're like, what should we name him, guys? We're like, oh, he's the same color as your whiskey. Let's name him Whiskey. Good news, we didn't name him Lord because it was Lord Calvert that my dad liked to drink. So he could have very easily gotten the name Lord. But Whiskey was in our backyard.
Well, that would have been a better name because then whenever he did something that you approved of, you'd be like, good Lord. Good Lord.
Oh, you always look at the bright side. When I was a kid, I remember Whiskey was in the backyard, hooked up. You know, we didn't leave him hooked up all the time, but we let him out to go do his thing, and he was hooked up. And a guy in a van stopped in our alley, walked up and unhooked him and took him with him.
Huh.
So, and I was like, what the heck was that? And some dude in a van stole our dog.
Did you get your dog back?
No, never got him back. He stole our dog.
Huh.
Stole Whiskey. So
That's crazy.
So I can understand where people would be concerned. I've never had that happen since then. I've had dogs where I wished people would take them. I mean, put a big sign on it that says free to a good
I
home.
joke about that, but one
know.
time Mandy got out and we couldn't find her.
Oh, that
and
was
I was
awful.
terrified.
Yeah.
So I say I wouldn't care, but I would be devastated.
I absolutely would.
I don't sit around worrying that, oh
Our
my gosh, somebody's
dogs-
going to kidnap my dog. But
Here's-
if something would happen, I would be devastated.
The absolute truth is this. Our dogs are getting old. Mandy was born 07, 07, 07. So you do the math because I'm not good at math, but that was a long time ago. And she's not going to be around a whole lot longer.
No,
You know,
she's not.
we've talked about that. We're like, that's going to be really hard because we've never had, like, ever since we've been married, we've never had a dog die.
Right.
We've had 2 other dogs, but we moved into an apartment and some family members of yours took the one dog. So, he got to go run and live on a farm, which was cool. And then we had another dog that we really liked, but he didn't like you. He chewed up all of your shoes.
Yes, that was Jeff.
He was always nice to me. But we found some other sucker that wanted to have chewed up shoes. But we've never lost a dog like that. So it's going to happen someday, and it's going to be tough. And in that case, I would rather that somebody kidnap our dogs. So, if it's either they die or they go somewhere else, what do you think?
Right. Agreed.
You'd rather somebody come and kidnap them?
Yeah.
What time should I have them come? All right. It's going to do it for your bonus break, brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.